The studio lights glistened off the polished set of Real Time with Bill Maher. The crowd's enthusiastic applause, still echoing as Bill Maher, relaxed behind his desk, turned to face the evening's headline guest. Robert De Niro strolled in, with his trademark swagger, giving a casual nod to the audience before settling into the plush guest chair. The energy was jovial, as Maher, known for his dry humor, opened with some easy icebreakers. "So Bob can, I call you Bob. You've played everything from gangsters to grandpas. At this point, I half expect you to play the president next." De Niro chuckled, offering a light jab in return. "I'd be better than the last guy. That's for sure." The audience roared, enjoying the effortless banter. The two exchanged quips about De Niro's upcoming indie drama. A few behind-the-scenes anecdotes from The Irishman. And Maher even pulled out an old photo of De Niro in Taxi Driver. Prompting nostalgic laughter, the conversation flowed smoothly, and De Niro appeared relaxed, occasionally sipping from his mug as he recounted tales from a 5-decade-long career. For the first few minutes, it was the perfect balance of humor, admiration, and showbiz storytelling. As the laughter subsided, Maher leaned forward with a grin that hinted at a shift in tone. "All right, Bob, let's talk a little real world," he said, flipping through his cue cards. "You've been outspoken about politics. You called Trump a wannabe gangster and said we were living in a nightmare. But some people say that actors, no offense, should just act, not preach. How do you respond to that?" De Niro's expression darkened slightly, his posture stiffening as he put the mug down. "I say, those people are full of it," he replied, measured but sharp. "I'm a citizen, I pay taxes, I raise kids. I've got every right to speak on the state of this country." The audience clapped, though more cautiously now. Maher nodded, seemingly supportive, but his smirk lingered. "Fair. But don't you think the constant anti-Trump rants might alienate some of your fans?" he asked, probing. "Isn't there a point where it becomes a performance in itself?" De Niro squinted, suddenly serious. "This isn't about fans, this is about what's right. If you're afraid to offend, you're part of the problem." The room felt slightly heavier, the air shifting as Maher crossed his legs and glanced at the camera before continuing. "I hear you, Bob, I do. But here's a question. Weren't you in a film financed by a major foreign investor with, let's say, questionable democratic values? Doesn't that blur the line between your activism and your business?" De Niro blinked slowly, visibly taken aback. "Where are you going with this?" he asked, the charm draining from his voice. Maher pressed on, undeterred. "I'm just saying, if you're calling out authoritarianism, isn't it fair to ask whether you're profiting off it, too?" A silence fell. De Niro looked at Maher like he had crossed a line. "That's low, Bill. That's cheap." The host raised his hands in mock innocence. "Hey, just asking the questions people are afraid to ask." De Niro leaned in, his voice icy. "Or maybe just looking to stir the pot for ratings." The temperature on set dropped with De Niro's tone. He adjusted his seat, face now tight with controlled anger. "Let me explain something, Bill. I've been doing this longer than you've had a show. I've turned down more roles on principle than most actors get offered in a lifetime. You want to come at me with some gotcha journalism, fine, but get your facts straight." Maher raised an eyebrow, feigning calm. "Facts are facts. Bob, you were part of a film with backing tied to a Saudi fund that De Niro slammed his hand on the armrest. You don't know what you're talking about. That deal was vetted. I don't work with tyrants. I tell stories." Murmurs rippled through the audience. Maher shrugged, but his tone lost its playfulness. "All I'm saying is, don't throw stones from a glass penthouse." The room held its breath. De Niro shook his head, his jaw clenched. "This is exactly what's wrong with media. You reduce everything to sound bites. No nuance, no context, just ambushes dressed up as interviews." He looked toward the audience briefly. "I thought I was here to talk about the work, not to be cross-examined like some damn criminal." Maher's expression tightened. "Robert, if you come on Real Time, you're gonna get the real questions. That's the deal." The two men locked eyes, one calm but poking, the other simmering with unspoken rage. "No, Bill," De Niro snapped. "What I got was a setup. You act like a friend until you see blood in the water." The studio was silent. Not a clap, not a cough, just tension. Then, abruptly, De Niro stood. The movement was swift but deliberate. He removed the clip-on mic from his collar with one practiced motion, not looking at Maher. "I don't need this," he muttered. Maher, still seated, looked up with a mixture of amusement and regret. "Really, Bob, you're walking out." De Niro paused. "I've got better things to do than justify myself to a smug TV host." He turned toward the wings, the camera trying to follow as stagehands scrambled in the background. The audience erupted not in laughter, but in stunned gasps and murmurs. Maher chuckled to himself, shaking his head. "Well, folks, Robert De Niro, everybody, there he goes. Still got the drama." He turned to face the camera again. "We'll be right back after this." The moment quickly spread across social media like wildfire. Clips of De Niro's outburst and his tense departure circulated with captions ranging from "De Niro destroys Maher" to "Maher exposes Hollywood hypocrisy." Pundits and fans alike took sides, with hashtags like #DeNiroWalks and #MarVs, De Niro trending within hours. News outlets picked it up before the show had even aired in full. Was Maher out of line, or was De Niro just too thin-skinned to face the heat? The talk shows the following night opened with reactions. CNN ran a full panel discussion. Even The View weighed in. Meanwhile, De Niro's team declined to comment, adding fuel to the fire of speculation. Was this a publicity stunt, or a raw moment of integrity? Online debates exploded. Some argued De Niro's passion was righteous, a refusal to be shamed for taking a stand. Others claimed he had exposed a Hollywood double standard. Maher remained silent, allowing the moment to marinate. When he finally commented in a short blog post, he simply wrote, "Sometimes the truth makes people walk." It wasn't an apology, it wasn't even a defense. It was a provocation. De Niro, for his part, continued with his press tour, avoiding Maher's name entirely. But the incident followed him, with every new interview teetering on the edge of confrontation. The rupture was permanent, it seemed. A cautionary tale about the cost of crossing lines in front of a live audience. And so the dust settled, but never quite fully. Fans awaited a reconciliation that never came. Neither man extended an olive branch. Maher, in future episodes, referred to the moment obliquely, calling it one of those nights where truth and ego collide. De Niro stayed quiet, letting his films speak instead. Yet the tension lingered in the public memory like an unfinished sentence. Every rerun of the episode pulled new comments, new arguments, new takes. The clip lived online indefinitely, replayed with the same intensity it had the night it first aired. No resolution, no closure. Just that final image. Niro walking off the stage, Maher watching, and a studio full of people wondering what might have happened if the conversation had gone just one question less.